Hiya, so my name is Chloe, I'm 38 years old. I live in a town called Basildon. I qualified as a nurse 10 years ago, so I'm a paediatric sister now at Basildon Hospital. And during COVID, we got redeployed to the adult ITU, and unfortunately, we saw some horrific things where, people were losing their lives in these ITU departments. They were saying bye to family and friends on phones and iPads. Families weren't able to come in and see them. And for me as a nurse, that took a really big hit on my mental health. And I ended up being off sick for 3 months. I started watching Countryfile, This Is My Farm Life, wanting to look to be in outdoors and outside countryside, and Clarkson's Farm came on the telly and I watched it and absolutely fell in love with it. So I know obviously it was entertainment purposes, but it taught me so much actually about where our food comes from and what farmers do, and I got this little fire in my belly and I was like, right, I want to research and look into this. So we went up to Chipping Norton, to the Cotswolds, went to Clarkson's Farm, met some people up there, just had a chat, and that's when I decided I want to volunteer on farms. So it took me about 5 weeks, posting letters, I was knocking on farmers' doors, putting out social media posts to volunteer on farms, and I got my first job on a beef and sheep farm. And then all of a sudden, somebody approached me and was like, we really are inspired by your story. We're going to be getting some rented land, which was in Malden, so it's about an hour away from us. It's salt marshes, and they said, do you want to get some Highland cattle and get your foot in the door, basically? So you're either going to sink or swim. And then all of a sudden I've ended up with 2 Highlands. They were 9 months old, and didn't really know where I was going, to progress from that. So went and did some courses, some animal husbandry courses, looked into researching, owning livestock. I absolutely loved it. I loved that I had that to go to, so I work as a nurse. I'm also working at Barleylands, which is part of the education team, but this is almost like my release. So now I've got 5 beautiful Highlands, and from what I wanted to do with that, because that helped my mental health, they basically saved me and helped me from what we went through with COVID. I've decided to bring the public in. So public come in, meet and greet the Highlands, and I teach them basically about their breed, if they want to know anything from a farming perspective, where their food comes from, how it's produced, what farmers do to produce food. I encourage them to go to their local farms to see if they could volunteer, and the people that I have had come here have said actually how much it's improved and helped their mental health and their well-being. So that is where I am at the moment.